All right, everybody. This is the Figured Out podcast. This is episode 32. Got me, Steven Stopper, and Duels, aka Afia. Um, so what's new, Afia?
Man, just drinking this here tea, man. And also, promoting Stop Not Kill, SNK. Uh, we trying to work on some new bullets that are designed to, stop perpetrators rather than kill them so that there could be less gun violence in the country. So keep a lookout for that.
They're supposed to be better than rubber bullets. Is that what you were saying
Yeah.
last episode?
Stopnotkill.com. You could check out some of the technology behind it.
Nice. For me, I've just been trying to sell my car. So
I'll buy it.
Come by and look at it.
Nah, just kidding. I don't want your car. It always breaks down.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to sell it. I wouldn't mind having some a little newer anyways. But I had somebody come by a little bit earlier and look at it, and they'll be back tomorrow. Damn, air quality though. Like going outside for 5 minutes, I feel like I can't breathe. My throat starts hurting. I don't know how it is down there for you guys.
Because of the fires up there?
Yeah, well, for anybody who hasn't heard yet, there's no more paradise.
What happened to paradise?
There's some trouble in paradise. Caught on fire. Now it's gone.
Gone? Or like?
Well, there's maybe 10-15% left.
Wow.
Oh, good. Yeah, it's actually pretty sad. But
if y'all haven't heard, California once again is having a major fire problem.
That's all the time though. I like people always seem surprised. There's reasons why we have strict fire laws, and I don't know if for anybody who's not from California, we're pretty strict on our fireworks too. If you ever come by for 4th of July, good luck finding something good to shoot off.
Yeah, always get your fireworks in Mexico first before coming. No, just kidding. But
Nevada works. Just about any other state, really. But
oh my goodness,
we lost them.
There you go. Yeah.
But yeah, originally the fire up here was blamed on campers, and now there's also the theory that PG&E might have been involved with having some issues with their transformers and not reporting it. But we'll see. It's being investigated right now. The death toll for this one, right? For this one fire, the death toll is up to 71 now after about a week it's been burning. And it's 55% contained last I checked. It's the biggest, deadliest fire in California's history. Pretty rough.
Wow.
And you got a pretty bad one down there near Malibu, huh?
Yeah, not quite as bad as that, not as many deaths and casualties, thank God. But yeah, it's been hectic, and like I was looking at the fire charts. There's like 12 fires going on at once, so California's really dealing with it right now. And
we are super flammable.
It just like last year, there's a lot of it was kind of swept under the rug, but it was kind of going around and behind the water coolers and whatnot that this was started because of the electric company's error, and they should have actually had to really take ownership, take accountability of it. When it happened last year, and basically, there's the same kind of speculation that they were at fault, and despite being at fault, and despite them, running, they're not taking any of the accountability.
And
So,
the
really,
same thing happened down in the fire in Thousand Oaks too, right? Where they had some alert about one of their transformers, and 10-15 minutes later, there's a huge fire going right in that same vicinity. Uh, both fires started in same idea in both situations, the one in Paradise and the one down in Thousand Oaks, where uh, PG&E had some sort of alert about one of their transformers having an issue, and then 10-15 minutes later, there's a huge blaze. So seems like a lot of coincidences.
oh yeah, a whole lot of coincidences. You know,
I think China hacked PG&E. That's
what are
my
you
theory.
talking about? It's always the Russians.
It could be Russia. Yeah, that could be too. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Either way, there's trouble in paradise. You know, everyone always jokes that California is paradise, but literally the town of Paradise is on fire.
Well,
So
it's smoldering now, but yeah. Yeah, no more paradise for us here in California.
yeah,
We'll
no,
all just go elsewhere.
I've been telling folks too. Uh, California has been kind of cruising for bruising, and I've got this one friend who's highly spiritual, and she cracks me up. She's been posting on Facebook every day that everyone in California needs to repent.
We're doing something wrong over here, that's for sure.
Well, we are definitely doing something wrong. It's funny, actually. President Trump had said that since we're pumping these billions and billions of dollars into uh, this environment management so that we don't have these types of fires, and he's like, well, since it's clearly not working, he kind of like threatened to like defund them. Before he went and assessed the situation. So I thought that was kind of funny. He's like, we're giving you guys how much, and you can't make sure that fire is this out of
Doing
control.
any good. Yeah, well, yeah, they're supposed to clear out all dried, overgrown brush and stuff like that. Stuff like, they're supposed to do a lot of controlled burns to get rid of all that overgrowth and whatnot. But I mean,
Yeah, it turns out they're not doing it.
it's a huge area. California's a big state. It's a lot of overgrowth.
It is a huge day. So you know what that means? We need to we it sounds like we have a lot of forest firefighter positions that should be available, because apparently a lot more needs to be done to try to prevent this sort of thing.
You want to
'Cause,
go
like,
be a firefighter with me?
let's go, man. Let's the fire, right?
Probably make more money than we're making right now. Um, I actually applied for a fire cleanup crew recently. Thought that might be interesting.
Like a permanent thing, or like volunteer work for the one by you?
Like a permanent thing. But I get to travel all over California, and
Right.
I believe the company is they have a contract through PG&E, so it'd be decent money.
That's interesting. A couple of my cousins actually used to do forest wildfire management. Like they, back in the day, they used to help with that. Apparently, they need them back because like I remember when they were working with with the forest fires. It seemed like we didn't have as many, or at least not this drastic at the very least.
Your friends are doing something right.
Right? Really, like with all that, it's crazy that Thousand Oaks actually got hit double. On top of the
Yeah, like
fire.
back-to-back days, right? It's like
Yeah,
one.
it was like a couple days after that. They had a bar shooting where 12 people were killed in that. And the main thing I really want to highlight with that, because of course it was another like freaking crazy person who should have been dealt with beforehand. But
we've had that discussion before.
yeah,
Should be put
but I mean, but the main thing with this, because I don't really want to get into the whole like gun control or versus that and all.
That's fair.
I really want to highlight.
Already.
What's that?
So we've discussed that already, anyways. People should know our opinion on that by now.
Yeah. The main thing. That's why the main thing I want to highlight with this is really just the heroism of the people who were in this tragedy of because looking at the news stories, it really showed how like despite being in this really hectic, disorienting event, the people really banded together to help each other, like break the glass, watch out for each other, try to pull people out. There's a line of guys that like made basically like a barricade for themselves and like piled onto people so that they didn't get hit. So like
That's
there
great.
was a lot of just coming through for our fellow man in like the heat of this really unfortunate event.
Yeah. In a place where people are thought to be, selfish and heartless. Look at what happened.
Right. Yeah. You expect, like they're at a bar, like so they're gonna be.
No, I don't mean at a bar. I just mean down near L.A. But
oh well, no, but I mean Thousand Oaks is not L.A. It's a very different culture. Actually, it's like really.
It was a reach. I apologize.
Well, no, it's all right, but no, because it's it just goes to show that this kind of thing can happen anywhere. Because like whereas like L.A. obviously has a lot of gun violence problems, and but whereas like Thousand Oaks, it's like upper middle class, um, it's like really like quintessential suburbia.
Mm-hmm.
So
Almost, yeah. Yeah, all suburban area. Yeah, mostly nice neighborhoods and whatnot. But they're having a rough week this week. Let's all take it easy on Thousand Oaks for a minute, all right, people?
yeah, I mean,
They're going through it right now.
Hopefully, but well, by the posting of this episode, the fires will have subdued. So, yeah.
Yeah, yours is the one down there is almost contained. Last I read, it was like 80% contained.
Yeah, one of them. Well, there's a couple because there's the Woolsey and then there's the Hill Fire. So like there's like a few like all,
It could have been the Woolsey one that I read about.
Yeah, there's a few all within a few like within 100 miles of each other.
Is it all smoky down where you're at too? Because I go outside in the morning, it looks like fog, but it's not. It never goes away.
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of friends that live over there, but I'm actually a bit more up north.
So
yeah,
you're not getting the smoke blowing in your direction either.
Nah, I'm fortunate over here. No real like smoke our way. Whereas like the fires were a lot closer last year. The big ones that happened that were down here, and that time we actually had
the barber almost burned down last year. That was scary.
We were on the evacuation notice the whole time. There was actually some parts, and like on top of the fire situation last year too, we had the mudslides and everything. We had to wear the mask because it was, yeah, you couldn't even breathe outside for a few minutes. You know, I mean, it was.
We're supposed to wear masks. Tyler does. He has to work outside most of the day, so he wears a mask.
Oh
Like,
yeah, you
he's gonna
working outside the whole day. Like you better wear a mask for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thankful to have indoor jobs. That's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, fortunately, I'm not as close to him this time around. But last time, even though I was like working indoor, like just going across town over to my job, like you were inhaling a lot of smoke, like trying to get to work. So yeah, I definitely sympathize with the people down there that are dealing with that smoke right now.
Yeah, it's, like I said, it's bad up here too. Probably
Yeah,
worse.
you as well.
Yeah, Chico almost burned down, but they were able to save it. Shouldn't say almost burned down. It got to the outskirts of Chico, and they were starting to evacuate people, but they wound up being able to keep the fire out of town. So
Yeah, contain it in time.
yeah, it kept going. Like I said, it's still going right now, but they were able to get it to go around Chico, keep Chico safe. So that was cool. Y'all could still party on.
Chico's got to do what Chico does best, man.
Yeah, yeah. When there's a fire, what does Chico do? Party.
Yeah, they're still partying up there. I know.
I have no idea. School's out. I know Chico State got an extra week off for Thanksgiving break, or whatever they call it nowadays. I don't know if every religion celebrates Thanksgiving, so maybe we're not allowed to call it that.
As offended as everyone is to things now, I mean, it might as well be like you can't. You're not allowed to really celebrate anything without offending
I think
someone.
they just call it like fall break or something like that.
Well, I mean, you may get like Elizabeth Warren trying to defend her Pocahontas roots, and like Thanksgiving is actually a celebration of persecution of her people,
Right.
because that's why people celebrate Thanksgiving. It's not to be grateful or be with family or anything like that. The real reason is because everyone hates Indians, obviously.
That's what I always thought growing up.
Right?
I couldn't. Thank you for that one. I tried. I don't hate you, Native Americans. I don't hate anybody.
But Steven, if you celebrate things, then clearly that means that you're a bigot. Especially if you celebrate America and like you're proud of your nation. Well, that means that you hate immigrants.
My country is made up of immigrants. How could I hate immigrants?
Yeah, someone actually told me that today. That if you're national, it means that you hate immigrants. It
doesn't make any sense. Like that's what it's all about. All we are is immigrants.
Yeah, and it's like you do know there's a difference between immigrants and illegals, right? Like we want more immigrants. we don't want them to come illegally. You could immigrate legally all you want.
Want to have paperwork on them and know where they live and whatnot.
Yeah, and make sure that like
when the census guy comes by.
Yeah, we want to just make sure that the children are accounted for, so that child trafficking doesn't go like unhinged like it was before when the children weren't accounted for, and like we just like let them go by. So.
Yeah. There's reasons we make these rules, people. Okay. Oh man, I gotta explain that to people at Ross all the time. They're like, "How come I can't do this? How come I can't do that? Why do you have this rule about this?" Well, you guys steal from us. That's why.
Yeah.
If nobody stole from us, we wouldn't have to make all these rules.
Yeah.
But people love stealing from Ross. I swear, I'll find empty boxes of stuff. The price tag on the side will say like $2.99. You didn't have $2.99 on you. You had to steal this shit. What's wrong with you?
I think it's more so the fact that it's Ross. Yeah, it's Ross. I got to steal this shit.
Yeah, it could be they didn't want to wait in the long line, so they stole it, or it could just be, they wanted to have the thrill of stealing something while still knowing that nobody's going to actually do anything about it.
I have
it's
to
not
admit,
super thrilling. It's just thrilling enough to where, as an adult, it's kind of fun.
but that's the new thrill ride for adults, like going to Ross, like, ooh.
It's like, I'm not 16 anymore. I'm not going to go steal anything crazy, but maybe I'll go steal something from Ross real quick.
Yeah, get a couple candles. Ooh, living on the edge. Yeah.
I'll even wave them. At everybody as I walk out the door with them.
Yeah, what's the most like egregious account you've seen of like someone stealing? Like,
I watched the guy walk out the front door with the whole hamper, like a clothes hamper, full of like shoes and clothes and stuff like that. He just walked out the front door with it. Alarm was going off and everything. Like, he didn't even take the tags off that had alarms on them. Most people, at least, they go on Amazon, buy the key for that, and start taking them off in the store. This guy didn't bother taking any of those hard tags or alarm tags off. He walked out the door. All the alarms are going off as he's walking across the parking lot. You can still hear him. He didn't give a shit.
Yo, speaking of Amazon, did you see the ridiculous tax cuts they just got, and them using that to basically buy political favor? Yeah, so like, I forget how many. It was basically like, oh man, I don't want to give out like false information, but it was multiple billions. I want to say of like tax cuts, even though they're like the largest corporation.
I was gonna say, how did they get tax cuts? The richer were supposed to get taxed more now.
Yeah, well, there was like some big like loophole thing. I really got to look into it more. I just was reading about this recently, but then they basically took all these billions of dollars that they made recently and are using that to set up some operation over in DC, where of course they can they're already the top dogs. They could use that to set up some operation in Detroit or Chicago or somewhere that needs the jobs and really booster the economy. Oh my god, getting so many text messages. It's knocking my phone down. Freaking vibrating.
That is.
Yeah. They could really move it, set up an operation somewhere for a place that really needs jobs, but they set it up in DC so that they could gain political favor there and make the rules. And basically, they want to dictate the rules so that no one can compete with them. They're essentially establishing even more of a monopoly than they already have.
Damn. See, I thought Amazon was full of good people. I thought, they'd take that money and donate it to charities or something.
Yeah, isn't that how we're? Because
or
the nature.
All of their employees a Christmas bonus or something. I don't know.
Yeah, don't you know the nature of human beings? Of course, they're gonna take that money and just give it to the good of the people, because that's what corporations are like.
I wonder why none of these big companies don't build plants out in like Detroit or something. I think you could pay them all minimum wage and they'd just be happy to have jobs for one. too, you'd be, helping your country's economy, is where it needs it most, I would think. But what's so bad about Detroit now to where they won't even build new businesses out there or any part
Well,
of it?
there's a really large murder rate. That's one thing.
Probably because there's no jobs. You give these people jobs, they don't have to kill so much.
Yeah, no, that's true. Is you
Like I
got.
could kill somebody, but I gotta work in half an hour. Shit.
Yeah, right. It's like, I could kill you, but I got money to be made.
I can't go to work if I'm in jail over killing you, fool.
You know what I'm saying? Like, give the people a chance.
It was a lot easier to kill people when there was no income either. So I got
Right.
mouths to feed, bills to pay. Got to kill somebody.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, corporate greed makes everyone lose in the end. You know.
hmm I'm just thinking like that would be just as beneficial to Amazon to have a big plant out there. They just built a huge one in Sacramento, right next to the airport. Um, why not Detroit or Flint or some place that could really use the help? And I'm sure those people would bust their asses too. They can't wait to get another job. You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly. And I don't get also too like why people are getting more stationary again when this country was never like that. You know what I mean? Like if you needed to go get a job and your town didn't have jobs, and you move towns. You know what I mean? Like you go where the money's at, right? Like
Well, we did have
I
a lot of
feel like
people
a lot of
recently
that
going out to
that kind of
Houston.
you like manifest your destiny, like exploration, like going to greener pastures, kind of explore thing, kind of like is
Yeah.
died out
And
in
it's
this country.
and it's fun going to a new town and meeting new people and figuring out like how this town clicks compared to the last one and whatnot. Like I don't know, every couple of years it's I think it's good to just switch it up a little bit, but to each their own. I've met people that never left, Merced County. I'm like,
Yeah,
why would you stay in Merced County?
that always boggles my mind when I meet someone who's never left their hometown. It's just like, wait, there's all this America, and you're telling me you haven't like ever lived outside this one town. This is the only town you've ever lived in your whole life.
The only thing keeping you here is you. There's no reason why you can't go somewhere else, try something new.
Yeah, then they always
I
have
try to
like
stay away for those people.
they're
I
like,
try
oh,
to
well, I've been here. Like it's like wait, but you say you want a better life. There's no jobs here for you in this life here, but then you're not really like it makes no sense. It's like it's not even in the spirit of this country, you know?
Yeah, we got some hermits here. What do you do? Like I said, I try to avoid those people.
Yeah, I know, because you be coming out to explore with me.
I could use a vacation. I am getting out of town for Thanksgiving. Looking forward to that.
Oh, are you where you headed?
Just Atwater, back to the hometown.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, nothing new. But I haven't been there since this time last year. So
Well,
it's been a year.
speaking of adventuring, I was looking. Would you be down? And we could cut this later, but I'll throw this in there. Would you be down to head to the March for Life event next year? Because remember how we were talking about like starting like to go out to events and just do like a live video and then chopping that up later.
Where's that at?
DC.
Ooh, that's a trip. I haven't been to Washington D.C. in almost 12 years.
12 years. I thought you went there during college, didn't you?
High school.
Oh, it was high school?
Yeah. But it was awesome. Even with all the chaperones.
Right.
I would have gotten in so much trouble without them, that's for sure.
I believe it's gonna be January 18th. Will be the next March for Life.
Oh, that's coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, well, got a month and a half or so.
Yeah. Shit. Does Allegiant fly out there?
What's that?
I said, does Allegiant fly out there?
I have no clue. Is that an airline?
Yeah, that's how I flew to Vegas when I was living in Fresno. It was like $40.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's plenty of cheap. It's so cheap to fly nowadays.
Is it? It's been a while since I bought a plane ticket.
Oh yeah. It's progressively been getting cheaper to fly.
Awesome. Well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I was thinking, we make a trip down there, just interview people during the rally and whatnot, and be like, yeah, so what brought you out here? And get what's going down, get the action right there in the scene.
That would be fun. Yeah, I'll have to look up ticket prices and whatnot, but I think we can make that happen. That'd be fun.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too expensive.
Yeah, I just gotta make sure I request the days off.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to spend that much money because we had the February to the Philippines. Anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about
adventuring.
Exploring. Yeah. DC. Fires in DC.
But speaking of fires, though, also going back to that, Jeff Sessions got fired. Damn.
Yeah. Well, apparently, Trump had been wanting this to happen for a while, from what I was reading, but he held off on pulling the trigger on it until now. He didn't technically fire Sessions so much as ask him to resign.
Yeah, but I mean, he fired him.
Yeah, he did it. He did it. I want to say nicely, but I think nicely is the wrong word.
He did it in a much a quote unquote presidential way, right? And very, very not Trump-esque, because he could have whipped out the hand and you're fired, went back to his apprentice days and whatnot.
I remember when his first few days of presidency, after who took over his apprentice show? Was it
I don't know. I didn't even watch that show.
He was making fun of whoever took over the show and saying that the guy was ruining the apprentice show because Trump wasn't there or whatever.
Like that they had bad ratings since he left or something.
Yeah. It's a little petty, but whatever.
Oh, man. But I mean, come on.
If it's not petty, it's not. You gotta be a little petty if you're gonna be Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Trump's the king of petty. It's kind of ridiculous that the president even involved gets petty about certain things, but
it's part of the fun for me. I love it.
Yeah. I restocked on popcorn because I mean, in this political climate, you need it,
Right.
Popcorn.
Not putting movies on anymore. You put it on CNN or something.
Who needs to go to the movies when you have CNN? Right.
I call all my friends over. We're like, it's almost 8 o'clock. Time for the news. Get over here. I got beers. I got pretzels. I got popcorn. I got, I don't know, pizza
I mean,
pockets.
it's not news anymore because like CNN is reporting about CNN. Like they just made themselves the news story rather than reporting on a story. They are the story. So
if they're not talking about Fox. Like,
which is great.
we're not shit to talk about Fox. I guess we'll have to talk about ourselves then.
Exactly, and it's great. And then Fox also talks about CNN. And
And themselves.
What a lot of people don't know is that CNN and Fox are actually both owned by the same people. Because there's really only like 6 like companies that, like, if you look at the web of the companies that own all the other companies, like it's really like 6 companies now that like own everything else. So
I didn't know, but
yeah,
that doesn't surprise me either.
like Pixar is owned by Disney or whatever, and they own some other one. Like there's basically this giant web, and there's like 6 guys at the top, and CNN and Fox are owned by the same people. So like they're just freaking capitalism 101, baby. They're just milking both sides of the market. Great.
Yeah, we'll just have both our channels talking shit about each other, and then everybody who watches will watch both.
Yeah, you got the right wing watching Fox. Oh yeah, that's CNN. You got the left wing watching CNN. Yeah, oh that Fox. And like they're both trash. They're both like get your fucking popcorn out because
Man, yeah. I can't even really speak on it because I can't remember the last time I actually watched the news.
Yeah, I think everyone just got like.
It's been since it's probably been almost 2.5, 3 years now since I watched the news. We used to watch it when we wake up. Me and my ex-girlfriend, we watch when we wake up in the morning. As we're getting ready
So when Trump came and let you know that they were the enemy of the people, you said, you know what? You're right, Mr. Trump. I'm done.
Tired of this fake news.
Yo.
I knew something was up. I just couldn't pinpoint it. Thanks, Trump.
Yeah.
I'll turn it off now.
He's like, because remember back in the day, Immortal Technique had Fourth Branch of the Government. Remember that song? But,
yeah.
But now it's pinpointed so sweet. Enemy of the people. Yo, Immortal Tech, that needs to be your next song, man. Like, keep it real.
Still making music? I haven't heard from him in a long time.
He does a lot of like activism stuff now.
I could see that.
Yeah.
It's like, I was trying to tell people stuff in my raps, but they only like the beats.
Right. Yeah, I could totally empathize with that.
So what about the words, though? Did you listen to the words?
Yeah. No, I'd be wondering that sometimes. Right? Because no, but
or like when people say they like a song and you listen to the song, you hear what they're saying in the song, you're like, why do you like that song?
Yeah, no, like
are they listening to the words of this song? They shouldn't like this song.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like when they're living, they're like, oh, this is my favorite song, but they're living like opposite the message of that song, and they're just like, taking the couple phrases they like, and they're like singing that over and over, and like they're like reapplying it for themselves, and it's like, dude, like. The song is saying like not to live how you're living like right now, like but I don't know.
Well, yeah, like that's why I can't listen to a lot of music on the radio, because like I'm not at the strip club every night throwing thousands of dollars and drinking champagne. I can't relate.
You don't party like a rock star every single night.
I tried. Put me in debt real quick.
One weekend, I was at a Rockstar Money. Didn't know what happened.
Yeah. It's like I don't even get paid enough to have one night like that. So
Yeah. And there be people out in there like, yeah, I party like a rock star every night. It's like, bitch, you didn't even pay the tab tonight. Like, talking about, oh, can we split the tab? And you ain't got no money. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
Party like a rock star, my ass.
woke up one morning and realized that as hard as I tried to live that lifestyle, I was never gonna actually live that lifestyle. You gotta make the money first. You can't just go out and spend it like you got it. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work that way?
Unfortunately not. You can't just will it into fruition.
See, I always thought that like you partied like a rock star, and that's how you became a rock star.
Maybe it's because I wasn't on social media enough while I was doing it. You know, like people just want
Oh, yeah.
to.
But if I would have like took a selfie while I was partying like a rock star, then I would have became a rock star.
Got some videos of it showing how hard you party. Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta go all in, man. You can't just half-ass your rock star partying.
That's true. That's true.
I'd have to take a loan out.
And it's funny how people really feed into that stuff too. Because I have like on occasion took like little clips when I was partying,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I had people like come like kind of like message me after like, oh, like that looks so crazy. I'm like, why do you even care about that? I'm not even gonna go down the rabbit hole.
Another discussion.
Yeah.
Social media is all about trying to make at least it seems to me like people just use it to try to make themselves seem like, try to make their lives seem better than it really is, you know? Like,
I rarely even post my life on social media. I pretty much just.
I almost never posted anything. I was like, why am I even on here?
I pretty much just post like gospel stuff. Like, I just get everyone gets mad at me for like talking about Jesus. or saying that I love Trump. That's the other thing.
Oh yeah. And
they fucking lose, and those combined, oh my god, they fucking lose their mind.
You can't like Jesus and Trumpify.
They'll want to start like listing off like the problems that they have with Trump, like and why Trump's such a bad guy.
And then you're just like, yeah, those are all the things I love about him. I don't understand why you're so upset.
It's just like
you're the one who's backwards, not me.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, so. Like, I don't have a problem with the guy. I love everybody. Like, you're sitting there mad at
joking about partying with
I'm
Trump.
partying like a rock star. Like,
there's a stand-up comedian that was like you know, Donald Trump. He's a guy, like, he's a president that I would want to party with. Like, you know, all the rest of them I probably wouldn't want to party with, but like Donald Trump, I definitely would want to party with. And the rest I'd want.
Oh hell yeah, I would totally want to party with Donald Trump.
It was like yeah, I liked he's saying like I like George Bush as a president, but I don't know if I'd want to party with him or
well, when I said I would want to have a beer with George Bush.
I'd want to smoke weed with George Bush.
You said you'd want to smoke weed with him?
Hi, Georgie.
Yo, come on. That man ain't got no more brain cells to lose. Why are you messing with him like that?
He'd be fine.
That
Take
that
a
is
dab
not
with me,
okay.
George.
You already took one too many hits too many, yo.
I'll show you the real meaning of lit. Not what these kids are talking about nowadays.
Well, if they want to see the real meaning of lit, all they have to do is, you know, go to hell or California, whichever burns up first. You know,
California is definitely lit right now.
California is hella lit. Yo, y'all gotta come out to Cali. We can stay lit.
Yeah,
Actually,
24/7, 365. We're always on fire out here.
yeah. I mean, I don't think all these fires is what people thought when we say that California stays hot.
Lit. Oh, hot. Both.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going Paris Hilton now. You know, I gotta rep my girl.
Oh, for sure. What is she doing now?
Man, being amazing because that's all she does.
Well,
But
she probably just has to
people,
sit back and collect her checks from her, her different clothing lines and whatnot.
do we have to pay her royalties if I say that's hot?
I don't know. Maybe check that before you post this and edit it out if we do.
Or let's see how many times I can rack up by the end of this saying that's hot, and then just get like charged a really huge like copyright infringement at the
He was like, "Sorry, Paris, I don't got it."
because that would be the thing, right? Like,
I'll work it out for you.
this video has claims of that's hot in it. You know, I'm
We'll
still
work it off for you, Paris. Whatever work you need us to do, we got you.
the Music Modernization Act was freaking huge. That was a step in the right direction right there. I can't wait till that gets enacted.
What happens with that?
It's gonna help basically independent artists pick up more from streams. It lets loose some of the copyright restrictions for older music. Yeah, it just allows a bit more freedom and revenue income for musicians all around.
Okay. Yeah. Well, with all the music that we're putting out nowadays, it's hard to come out with something original, I suppose.
All I do is come out with original stuff.
Yeah, but you're a real artist. The rest of these people are wannabes, and they need laws like this. They don't get
Well,
sued for copyright infringement.
most people don't want or make original art. They just kind of like it's a lot of carbon copy stuff. You know what I mean?
You know what drives me nuts is like when I listen to the radio and I hear a remake of a song where they sang the exact same song that was popular like 30 years ago. They just sing it themselves. Like they don't change the beat, they don't change any of the words or anything. It's the exact same song, just different people singing it. It's like I don't think those people should make any money off of that, and that shouldn't even be on the radio. I would rather hear the original song.
Yeah, they should play more oldies on the radio. What happened to all the oldie stations? I feel like I never hear those anymore.
I don't know. We had a good station on at the casino I worked at down in Sacramento, but that might have just been a playlist that they had. It's hard to say, but they'd play a lot of Johnny Cash and a lot of 80s and 70s rock stuff like that. And then some Michael Jackson, of course. Can't have like a top 40 type of playlist without some Michael Jackson in there.
Right, especially in the 70s or the 80s.
Or the 90s.
Right.
The 2000s.
King, dude.
He's been. Was he making music in the 70s? I don't know what
Yeah.
time. When did Jackson 5 start? I guess that was like 40 something years ago, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, and plus, like, you go all the way back with ABC 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Like MJ's been, man, he's been top hit since day one. But yeah, speaking of that's hot, moving aside from music now, a movie that we both love, we decided to rewatch and talk about it for the podcast. Memento.
Memento, instant classic. You actually introduced me to this movie back when we were both living in the dorms in college.
Yes,
Yeah, and I've showed it to a few other people since then. Yeah, I don't even remember Memento coming out like in theaters and whatnot. Did it get the recognition that you felt it deserved when it was new?
well, first of all, is that a pun of not remembering Memento?
Right. It was not, but it's funny that
No, I don't really remember what its reception was, like as far as like box office in the theaters and all that.
Yeah.
I just saw it because like
I don't see how you can hate on that movie though. I don't see how you could have something bad to say about it. So.
Yeah, man. It like especially, and speaking of doing art innovatively, like that movie really takes me because it's hard to do an entire story backwards. Like that takes some real, excuse me, that takes some real artistic craft.
Yeah, I mean, even just the whole plot coming up with that was creative on its own. I thought.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to spoil the movie, but I suppose we could talk about the plot a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's basically about a guy who's trying to.
I mean, the movie came out in 2000 or something. If you haven't seen it by now, I mean, like, so.
Well, part of why I wanted to
warning maybe
was for people, for those of you who might have missed it. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it here, but yeah, it's about a guy trying to figure out who murdered his wife. But when his wife was murdered, he also was hit in the head and lost his short-term memory, and now he can't make any new memories without forgetting them within a short period of time. And so he started tattooing reminders all over his body so that he wouldn't, so that when he did forget again, he would still have the reminders on him as a way to try to figure out who murdered his wife. But
and that's such a simple yet ingenious plot device right there too.
It sounds simple, but then you try to make that movie. And
yeah, exactly. That could easily come off as like, gimmicky or like, or it could be like just, way overdone. But it's done so tastefully and so just well constructed.
I agree. Yeah, they did a great job putting that movie together. Who did direct that movie? Was that Scorsese?
No, it was not Scorsese. And wow, I probably should know this, but I actually don't recall who directed it.
Oh man, I thought for sure you'd know. You're good at that stuff. Usually you're on it when it comes to shit like that.
I know. Yeah, man, I'm having a Memento moment too. Just rewatched it. I think that movie like zapped some of our memories. I definitely should know who directed that, but I am spacing on that right now.
Oh well, definitely worth looking up though if you haven't seen it, and maybe perhaps for the rest of you who have seen it, maybe it's been a while and you're thinking of an old classic movie you want to watch.
It is written and directed by Chris Nolan. So.
Nolan. All right.
Yeah, how could we forget that one, right? Christopher Nolan. He's definitely one of the great modern directors.
He's got quite a few hits, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't been watching as much films over the last few years, but I can't say if he's made a new one recently, but before that I've seen like every Christopher Nolan film, and I love all of them, minus the Insomnia one.
You didn't like Insomnia?
Nah. It was too sleepy, man. It was too true to name. Like that movie had me nodding off. It just had oh, Al Pacino. Al Pacino really puts me to sleep in that movie. Like you think
it wasn't his normal role, that's for sure.
Yeah,
He was not a hardened gangster or anything like that.
He was just boring as hell. I like that movie.
And he was the worn out detective, right? Or is he?
Yeah, and that movie is the cure to insomnia. Like if you're having trouble sleep at night, just throw on Insomnia, and it's the cure all. But other direction, we got Memento, which is masterful, just like all the rest of Christopher Nolan's works.
Well, I remember liking Insomnia, but again, I only watched it once and I haven't gone back. So I mean, maybe it wasn't that great. But
if you do go back though, you will fall asleep. just watch Al Pacino talk about how there's really no reason to drear on in life. Yeah, like I'm dead.
Damn it, Al. You'd think between you and Chris, you guys would make a good movie, but somehow y'all couldn't pull it off on that one.
Well, that movie was a remake anyway, and maybe that was the other thing for me to it too, because I had already saw the original, and
I did not see the original. So.
It was basic. Like the movie was, very similar to the original, except like I don't know, like for me the acting was just better in the original. Like I'm certain, like because I like Al Pacino in a lot of roles. Like even though but he has to do the like over the top thing. Like that's his thing, because he tried to play like like a straight like very very moderate type thing, and it did not come across at all. Instead, it was just really lackluster. But anyway, I don't want to go into Insomnia. We're not trying to talk about that one. We're trying to talk about Christopher Nolan's finer works, and I'd put Memento among one of his best, honestly.
I have to agree. I'd have to go through the whole list of the movies that he's made, and I probably haven't seen as many as you have. But
well, I know you've seen The Dark Knight. That one. I've seen that one a bunch of times. I love that one.
I don't know why some people didn't like that version of Batman. I thought it was a good, really good Batman. But
to me, it's the greatest Batman movie ever made. But yeah, and then so yeah, he had Following, which is like it was like one of his, it's basically like his intro film. But I really enjoyed that, even as like a low budget film. Uh, like
Following. I was for some reason I went to the TV show The Following, but
yeah, no, it was a film, and it was basically like a you know like an indie film, but it was really solidly done. Like it's like for it being so low budget, like that one put him on the map. It really showed his skill, like what he could do with even a limited amount of resources. And then
Mhm.
Memento was actually the one after that.
Which one?
Memento was his first film after his like beginner film.
Oh shit! I didn't realize this was one of his first ones.
Yeah, so he actually like started out like, that's what I mean. He was like fire out of the gates.
Mhm.
And then he went into the Batman films, of course, as well as the Prestige. Uh, and then let's see. I haven't seen Gagini. Oh, is that? Oh, that's when he wrote though. No,
I haven't seen that either.
yeah, I haven't seen that, but he didn't direct that one. But then he had, you know, The Dark Knight Rises, which was obviously that's when he started dropping off because you know, but I mean, it would have been like lightning striking twice, and he already did it. Batman Begins, The Prestige, The Dark Knight, like that
Mhm.
was three stellar films in a row, and then he had Dark Knight Rises, which it still has the good things about it, just because it's part of
I
that
still
series.
enjoyed it, and I've seen it more than once.
Yeah.
It wasn't his greatest, but I wouldn't call it a failure in any way.
Oh no, not by any stretch. I just mean it was a tell off compared to Dark Knight and Inception.
Hmm.
Um, and Inception was actually based off of like one of my favorite stories, Paprika. I always say if I was a spice, I'd be paprika.
I didn't know
Um,
that. Inception got some mixed reviews too, which surprised me. I thought that was a fun movie.
yeah, Inception was fun, man. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think people tried to take it a little too literally. It's like, no, don't
Yeah,
think
it's
too
like
hard. Just enjoy the
it's like
damn movie.
it's good. It was a movie. It was fun, and like, cause
Like,
yeah,
yeah, it's a stretch. Just get into it. Just enjoy the damn movie. Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Hey, well, hold on, hold
need
on.
to be critical.
I lucid dream with the best of them. All right. But anyway, then after all that, he had Interstellar, and I did not like that movie at all. That was like, cause
There were a couple holes in Interstellar.
it wasn't even just the holes. Like that's what, like it's so amazing to that like, cause even Dark Knight Rises had a little bit of that problem too, of where it had like these boring parts, which is really weird in like an action movie. But I never felt that in like Inception or The Dark Knight, even though those were like really long movies too. Like they never like let up. There was always something kind of going on in the backstory to where you're like, all right, what's gonna happen next? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Whereas like, but Interstellar, that was just the first time where like you had long stretches of nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there was really no plot happening.
it was. Yeah, they
For
could have
like
cut some
10 minutes
parts
at a
out, made
time.
the movie a little shorter and a little more palatable. But um, I don't know. I felt like maybe they could have done a couple things differently. It would have made a huge difference in the movie. But I have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
So I
But
can
then
get
since
into
then,
just about
he also
anything.
he has one called Dunkirk that came out after that.
Oh yeah,
Like
so
I
war
said,
movie.
I
I
haven't
haven't
seen
seen that
that one.
one.
You haven't seen that?
No, but I heard good things about it.
Oh yeah.
Hmm. That just came out earlier this year or late last year, right?
Last year, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'll have to finish that one off to, keep in line with seeing all the Nolan films. But yeah, really, I mean, Interstellar and Insomnia are the only ones that I didn't like from him. Pretty much
Well,
everything else he did was pretty freaking masterful.
oh yeah. Well, I guess we'll have to watch Dunkirk and review that one.
Yeah, let's jump back to Memento though. Uh, who is Sammy?
Yeah.
Wait, why aren't you saying anything?
I don't know who Sammy is.
Dude, what was the guy that who? I'm having serious mental problems right now.
You talking about the main character?
No,
Terrible names, man.
no, the guys, who the main character had written on his arm so that he could help with his memory problem of the other guy that had a memory problem.
Who is Sammy?
Wasn't it like Sammy something?
Oh, maybe.
Remember, he would give his wife the the insulin shots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's his name?
I don't remember any of their names. I just remember the characters, man.
Throughout the whole fucking movie, he says who is, and he tells everyone the story.
Yeah. Did they ever explain it?
What?
Did they ever explain that?
Yeah, yeah, they explained it. I'm not gonna give it away because that's like an important thing that's like revealed at the end.
So I watched it. I watched it again. Like I said, I watched it hell late last night, and I fell asleep before it finished.
No, but they said the guy's name so many times in the movie. Like he's like literally he's the in between scenes to pace everything together because like it would go backwards and then it'd show the scene that happened before that and the scene that happened before that, and
Right.
every time it goes to what happened before in the story,
Mm-hmm.
it goes to the Sammy story.
Oh.
Remember it's in like black and white when it goes to Sammy's story.
Yeah. Well, wasn't
Watch his
he?
name not even be Sammy? Like, just like
Got the name wrong.
I'm so dead, yo. He also tells about his previous life, a story of that he always constantly retells to everyone.
Oh
And
yeah,
those
yeah.
parts are always in black and white.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like further in the past.
Right.
Before we had color.
Yeah. Before we had color. And remember back in history, what do you think it was like to be like in black and white?
So boring. We have colors now. Can imagine.
Yeah, I know. Can you imagine like back in the 1950s when everything was in black and white? How did people even know what color an apple was?
We didn't have the technology yet. Anyways, in Memento. So you're asking me a question I'm not able to answer right now. I don't.
All right, you want to wrap it up since we got a serious case of the giggles here?
I don't remember how it all came together at the end. But he wound up killing another guy at the end of the movie. right? He killed the guy that was like supposedly helping him out or whatever.
Well, he kills him in the beginning of the movie.
Well,
I'm messing with you.
in a sense, well, it's at the end of the movie, but it's at the beginning of the story.
Yeah, totally.
But that was the part all that was what impressed me was how each character each character was brought in and was able to play the part and have it all make sense and actually work as far as the main character not having short-term memory, and then how all that all came together. Like at first you're just like, what the fuck is going on? And then by the end of it, you're like, holy shit, that was awesome.
And I like the literary devices of, like when it would because it gave you a foreshadowing too. Because like when it starts out like that, because like most movies aren't going backwards. So when he first he meets the guy at the hotel or whatever, and he's like, and the hotel guy drops that hint for the people paying attention. He's like, whoa, it's like everything's backward. I have the opposite problem. And that was like such a cool little like a use of writing there where like it really brought an elemental theme to the story.
Right. And that's something you almost gotta watch the movie twice to even notice that, because why would you pay attention to what some hotel clerk says if you don't even know what's going on the rest of the movie yet? But
right.
Going back and watching it again, you're like, oh shit, I can't believe he put that kind of thought into it. But
yeah, because like you think, okay, the hotel clerk guy, he was just like a minor character. He wasn't really in it, but like he always shows he always gives the like subtle hint to like really piece together this guy's missing memory.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really cool, and then also like another like fun thing that they did with the writing was the female character of like seeing all that go down, like because you kind of like start with like the pinnacle of the drama between him and her,
Mm-hmm.
and then it goes back and you're like, whoa, why is he trusting this girl over the other guy? And then it goes back and you're like, oh snap, and you keep it's great because you actually find out more about her the earlier he knew her. And yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah, but like all these people are really just using him because they know he's not gonna remember anyways. You're just gonna forget in 20 seconds anyways, so why does it matter?
Yeah,
actually the chick says that at some point too, doesn't she? Like,
well, pretty much everyone says that to him. They're like, oh yeah, I'm just messing with you, man. You're not gonna remember. He's like, oh, these fucking assholes, like.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
could you imagine being in this situation?
Yeah, because you could literally because you already can't trust anyone in this world, right? But then if everyone knows that you're not gonna remember and that they could use that to their advantage to screw you over. Like that's a frightening thought right there. Like, not only can I trust this person, but they're gonna use the fact that I won't remember anything to their advantage for me and like try to get me to trust them to use that. Oh man, that's just like a complete mind fuck right there.
Yeah, and I could just be like, hey, I've been here helping you this whole time, like trying to help you find the killer of your wife, We've been doing this for years.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's a fucked up situation. Just living like a goldfish.
It's kind of like the adult version movie of Dory.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Trying to find Dory.
Well, it's been fun. Check out Memento.
Definitely recommend it.
Yeah. Love and light to all the people in Thousand Oaks. Any other last words, Steven?
Now look, it's been pretty rough up here too. Wish the best for everybody who lost their homes in Paradise and anywhere else near there that might have been affected by the fires. Let's see. I know air quality hasn't been good here right now, but get on them charity miles if you get the chance. I know I haven't been putting in too many miles recently, but I'll be getting back out there soon. Get on them charity miles. I don't know where you're at, if I.
Word. I'll be back out there as well. And it's been fun, y'all. Until next time, figure it out.
Figure it out.